I've spent the last couple of weeks with the Vision Pro playing immersive games, watching movies in my own giant theater, surfing and chilling, and just trying to do my regular daily work. And at this point, I'm of the opinion that this probably is not the future of computing. Let me explain. First, I do want to say that the Vision Pro technology is really cool. Like, really cool. Vision OS has so many new and exciting ways of doing things that it's hard not to be excited to try them all out. You can place windows all around you or be completely immersed in a game or a movie or even use your Mac on an unbelievably large display. Looking at immersive 3D photos and videos just seems uncanny, and the immersive experiences with dinosaurs or pop stars can make you forget for a moment that they are not actually with you. There are new spatial apps that let you put together puzzles in your own space or play with stars or manipulate virtual skulls with your hands and other crazy experiments. All of this is so cool and you want to try it all out until you don't. After 2 weeks, I'm finding it difficult to find reasons to want to use the Vision Pro. Now don't, hey old man me, unless you actually have purchased one and spent more than a couple of days with the Vision Pro, because if you're just going off what others have said, or maybe you just did the Apple in-store demo, you can't get a full sense of this device until you actually have one and can use it for multiple days. There are great features of the Vision Pro, but nothing has been compelling enough for me to recommend it or believe that this is the future of everyday computing. And before I get to apps, I want to say that the biggest barrier to people actually wanting to use a spatial computer is that it's strapped to your face. And I'll get to the future is glasses in a minute. Apple does as good a job as they can to help you find a light shield that conforms to your face. The scanning tech that Apple has in Face ID devices is incredible, and it's nice to see the tech being used for more than just logging you in. I did, however, get slight variations sometimes when I did the scans again and again, so I made sure to book an appointment at the Apple Store so I could get fitted properly. I did most of the demo with one size and it didn't feel perfect, so I answered a couple of questions and then they brought out another size that felt better. Is it perfect? Probably not, but it's not initially uncomfortable to wear. It would have been nice to easily try out more of them, but they did seem a bit rushed in the store, and I'm sure that process will improve over time. And it is nice that Apple includes 2 different bands for the Vision Pro so you can decide which one's more comfortable for you. The solo band looks cool and feels good when you first put it on, but because of how this thing stays on your face by simply squeezing it to your forehead and cheeks, after a while it does get a bit uncomfortable. The dual band is better for me in most situations for longer stretches of wearing. The weight feels more distributed and it hangs more on your head than it straps to your face. Like you, I've watched plenty of videos of YouTubers wearing the Vision Pro for 24 hours or more, or walking around town and going to Taco Bell and whatever, and on and on and on. Even people wearing this thing to do work for a full 8 hours or whatever. Let me be clear, these are stunts, and these people are not going to be using this thing like that beyond the initial hype. No matter how I use the Vision Pro and what band I use, I'm always aware of this thing on my face and head. It just feels foreign, well, because it is. And I will pause there for everyone screaming at me saying that the device is going to get smaller and Apple just wants to make glasses in the future. And you're probably right, but I still don't think that anyone who doesn't need glasses would be willing to wear them. I wear glasses because they give me the clearest vision that I can get. They're not something I want to have on my face all of the time. And I switch between a couple of pairs because they have different weights and different pressure points, and sometimes I just feel like I have to get them off my face. Even if you do think you'd be okay wearing glasses that you don't need because you get some kind of benefit from them, they will never be as small or light as regular glasses. These 2 pairs of glasses are really light, one made of titanium and one made of a nylon polymer or something. They both weigh around 16 grams. Change the style of the frames and add in computing power screens or projectors, corrective lenses, and batteries, and you will never get anywhere near as light or as comfortable as a regular pair of glasses. And even these pair of steel sunglasses weigh about 38 grams. And I will qualify never as in the next 20 years or so in case somebody way in the future is watching this and wants to call me out. Right now, the Vision Pro weighs between 950 and 1,000 grams, which is a far cry from 16. The next barrier I see to people wanting to use a face-mounted computer is that the apps are just not compelling enough to want to keep using. Watching a movie with the Vision Pro is really cool when in theater or immersive mode. You really do perceive being inside a large theater or sitting in front of a 100-foot screen. It is almost uncanny how well that actually works. The screen is really bright and clear. I've tried watching 3D movies, but I still just prefer 2D movies. Something about the 24 frames per second regular 2D movies feels better to my eyes than watching something in 3D. Almost like 3D is too fantastical, which is weird because I think that The immersive experiences like Encounter Dinosaurs or the demo immersive experiences inside the Apple TV app are really cool. I think those types of experiences are way better than watching a 3D version of a full-length movie. But when watching video, there is a noticeable glare on the lenses, and I'm always aware of this thing just sitting on my face, which distracts me from how much I might be enjoying the movie. Oh, and if you're in immersive mode, you can't see anything around you. You need to either be really careful reaching out to grab your drink and then bring it to your face and then placing it back on a solid surface, or you need to keep turning immersive mode on and off. There are a couple of games that make you feel like you are in another world, like Synth Riders. In this game, you have to get up off your ass and swing your arms wildly around, trying to collect all these little sound orbs. This is a very physical game, and it makes you move your whole body, and it's an awesome experience. Jetpack Joyride 2 is kind of a hybrid 2D game in an immersive environment like theater mode, and there's no denying the novelty of being in some kind of futuristic, cartoonish command center while playing a side scroller. This one doesn't require anything with your body except to pinch and move your arm up and down slightly. Then there are 3D puzzle games, or slicing through fruit like a ninja, or What the Golf. Games that mix your reality and theirs, which again is pretty neat, but these game experiences don't make me want to spend hours playing them. It's really cool in short bursts, but after a while, your arms and body just get a bit tired. And there are a number of iPad games you can play on a big screen inside the Vision Pro with a controller, which is nice, but your favorite game probably is not on the list, at least yet. The available apps for productivity for Vision Pro beyond games or entertainment just are not compelling enough to warrant me pulling this thing out and putting it on my head. Safari on Vision Pro is not better than Safari on iPad. Yes, you can make it really big, but the controls are clunkier. The buttons are harder to hit, and unless you pair an external keyboard, just searching basic things in Google is not great. The apps that I need for my day job that are enterprise apps, I can use on iPad and Mac, but they're not available, at least so far, on Vision OS. Many apps for drawing like Photoshop or Procreate are not available, and for the art apps that are available, it is the most basic type of pinch to draw that there could be because there are no fine input options. And there's no way to connect external devices like USB storage, hardware two-factor keys, or other specialized USB devices that you use with iPad apps or with your Mac. FaceTime, Zoom, and Teams are cool for video calls if the person on the other end doesn't mind your caricature. Email, calendaring, notes, word processing, and messaging is all more difficult inside Vision OS than on any other device that you already have. There are apps that work better in Vision OS, like touring a model of a human heart, or looking at a race car in your living room. The Zillow Immersive app is nice if you want to view 360-degree photos of expensive houses. But let's be honest, how many times are you actually going to use something like that? Maybe a couple of times just because it's cool, or maybe a couple of times because you're looking for a house. These apps that are out there just are not compelling enough to want to keep opening them. Of course, all of these apps are also isolating. You can't watch a movie or share an experience with somebody else in Vision Pro. You can't just easily pass the headset to someone else to show them the house you were just looking at or something cool in a game. This is a solo entertainment device, which instantly makes it less fun. Then there's the Mac display mode, and this was probably the most disappointing for me. When connecting to your Mac with the Vision Pro, you get a 4K display. You can make that display any size you want it to be. You can bring it closer, you can push it further away, but no matter how big you make it, you do not get more screen real estate because you're just making the apps bigger as well. What you get is a display that's less sharp than a real 4K display with a slight lag like most remote desktop apps. People think they're going to work from the Vision Pro with a large virtual Mac display surrounded by other Vision apps that are clunkier and slower than what you can just do on your Mac. This is crazy, and if you have an external display, it will be better than using your Mac with a Vision Pro. I will concede that if you were traveling and need to use this with a laptop in a hotel, I can see the benefit of having the large 4K display. But in regular, everyday use at home or at the office, this will not offer you a better experience today. And that's my caveat for this video. None of this seems to make sense for regular long-term computing today, but this will continue to evolve. I don't think that a majority of future computing will be done on our faces for multiple reasons. However, I see where the technology could be going in the future. Instead of tech being on our faces, maybe tiny little projectors are built into everyday items around the house or around public so that you can interact with things wherever you go. Maybe you have a gaming wall or a gaming room where things just kind of transform around you. Maybe when you walk into stores, they're going to scan your clothing and suggest a new outfit because, well, the future is probably just ads. Beyond the novelty of cool new technology and seeing what we can do with it, I do not see this as becoming a staple of everyday computing. I think it will continue to be explored as a tool for education or gaming in short bursts, But the idea of choosing to wear something on your face all day to do the same things you already do, but slower, in another reality, seems, well, unrealistic. But what do you guys think? Is this the future of computing that you're waiting for, or is there something even better coming along? Let me know in the comments down below. And as good as gaming can be on something like this, if you want to see my favorite way to game with the iPhone, check out this video right over here. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked it, hit subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time.